Hey, it's Jones Loflin, helping you make the best choices with your time so you can thrive. The other day, I was talking to someone who is a new gardener. They were so excited to tell me that they had seen some bugs on one of the plants in their garden. Their solution was to dust every plant in the garden to prevent the bugs from spreading. You don't have to be a master gardener to know that's not the best approach to take when you see bugs on one plant in your garden. You need to look more closely at what the bug is. Is it affecting other plants? Will my solution impact the ability of beneficial insects from getting into my garden? The experience reminded me that as leaders, it's easy sometimes to want to dust a problem immediately when we see it, instead of taking a few moments to get to the root of the problem and figure out the solution that would have the greatest impact on the team in a positive way. If you want to become one of those leaders who spends a little more time getting to the root of the problem, here are 3 suggestions. Number 1 is to get specific. I hear leaders sometimes say, our team's not communicating well, and they want to talk about all the different ways they think that they could communicate better. My question to them normally is, what do you see as causing your team not to communicate well? Because then by getting specific, you can determine the solution that would solve the actual problem that your team is experiencing. The second way to get to the root of the problem is to find context. You might look at this beautiful eastern red cedar and go, oh, it's not growing well. My next question, compared to what? In the same way on your team, if you say, we're not thriving, compared to what? Compared to how you were doing 6 months ago? Compared to another team? What's the context that brings you to see this problem? Because that may give you some indicators on how best to formulate a solution that'll work best for your team in this particular moment. The third way to make sure that you're getting to the root of the problem is to ask the plant. Now I know I can never say, well, hello, Mr. Cedar, what's up with you? I do think it's of value, however, to ask the plants of your team. Talk to your team members about what they see as causing some of the problems you're experiencing. They're closer to it. They have different perspectives than you, and who knows, they might just come up with a solution that's a lot more effective than the one you were going to use very quickly. This is Jones Loflin. I hope it's a fantastic week for you, where you spend a little more time thinking about the problems on your team and how to get to the root of them. Thanks for spending a few minutes with me today in the Jones Zone.